Hello YouTube and welcome back everyone to another hype video this week again. Cause this week we are bringing you a wild list like always. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at 10 of the most expensive things owned by the very well-known rapper Drake, along with all the details too. Before we start, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel too, and without any more interruptions, let's just go ahead and dive straight into it. Kicking this list off at number 10, it's no shock to anyone that Drake's a huge fan of sneakers and shoes in general, collecting some of his favorites over the years with money not even remotely being a factor to consider. With that, Drake currently owns a pair of Air Jordans that are worth over $2 million alone, which is more than what a lot of people around the world will ever make in their lifetime. Another thing to note is that these aren't exactly your regular limited edition Jordans, but actually solid gold. No surprise why the price is up there, but it also comes from the fact that it had to be precisely sculpted perfectly in the shape of the shoes as well. Drake has made sure to include the hashtag not to wear in any of his posts of the shoes on Instagram, as they clearly would be ruined if you wore and walked around in these obviously. Moving on to number 9, a lot of people pretty much assume that all celebrities fly private airlines to get around places, of course, but it seems like Drake has taken this one step further. He recently purchased a custom private jet for around $185 million, that he is calling Air Drake. He of course would not settle for anything small, so he went all out while decking out a Boeing 747 with its own bedrooms, kitchen, living areas, and the whole thing. Keep in mind, most celebrities tend to rent private jets to get around, where this baby is all his anytime he wants. For number 8, we all know that Drake owns an absurd amount of property everywhere, but in this case, he actually got a steal of a deal compared to his other purchases. His most recent mansion, which was constructed out of steel entirely, was set at an asking price of $27 million. However, Drake somehow managed to only cop it for around $7.7 million instead. Inside this beast lies multiple swimming pools, waterfalls, a mini beach, and even a full-size tennis court too. Up next for number 7, this one is kind of a given, and the part that some of you have probably been waiting for as we get into this one is the most expensive cars that he's ever purchased. That's right, he once acquired one of the best in these luxury cars out there, which is none other than the Bugatti Veyron, taking Drake back around $1.2 million at the time. However, despite this being the top luxury status symbol among celebrities, he ended up selling it most likely due to its terrible gas mileage in the city, as the car is really only meant to go fast. But hey, at least he can say he owned one before. For number 6, we have another car from his massive collection, and it's the Bentley Continental GT Speed Convertible. This one's actually on the cheap side, for him anyway, still entirely out of reach for almost all of you watching, but it sits at a nice price of $300,000, and it is a nice middle ground for extreme luxury and intense speed, and it's able to hit 200 miles per hour at top speed. Moving on to number 5, Drake's known to be somewhat of a romantic person sometimes, and tries to be classy when possible. Upholding these values, Drake has actually been buying and collecting handbags and purses for his future wife, so whenever they meet, he won't have to spend anything for that on her, which is pretty nice. What's so special about this collection of his is that he obviously won't settle for anything less for his future significant other, and it seems like he's really been going all out, buying all sorts of designer bags. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our next spot. Up next at number 4, taking a step back into his amazing car collection, we're gonna have to take a look at one of the more flashy pieces, otherwise known as the Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. Off the bat, when you see someone driving a Lambo, you immediately think that person is insanely rich and has a lot of money, which you'd be correct to think that unless it was fake or something else, but it's one of the sweetest looking cars out there, and for him it cost him about $500,000 as well. It's no surprise that Drake has used it in multiple of his videos, and it has a top speed of 216 miles per hour. Up next for number 3, this one's interesting because it's not necessarily something he directly owns, but more so the value of it himself. What we're referring to is that in some of the philanthropic work that he's actually done for his community, especially in the Toronto area, which is where he's from, he's done all sorts of stuff. He's done Drake Night where he'll give away some stuff to fans, hand out t-shirts and stuff like that at the Raptors games, and he's even given away a pair of Air Jordans before, which someone ended up selling for $100,000. Throughout doing this, he's probably given out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and probably in the millions if we're honest, and it's so good to see him give back. For our number 2 spot, most of you may not know this, but Drake actually owns a restaurant in a city called Frings. What's special about this isn't exactly what's served there, but rather his business ventures regarding the place itself. He tends to invite other competitors in the area to help promote their business as well, and even planned huge concerts in the area to bring in traction and sales for all businesses around the town, which literally helps everyone out along the way too. Now, it's tough to place value on this, but we know it definitely helps out so many people, and there's a lot of money involved with it. And finally, for number 1 on this list is unlike anything else that we've seen so far. We're actually going to be talking about some things that are truly priceless. For example, Drake is the only rapper to have tied with the Beatles. Yes, the Beatles for consecutive number 1 albums appearing in the Billboard Top 200 list. But not only that, he actually beat the Beatles in 2018, having multiple songs appear in the top 100 list, ensuring his position in the rap game and the music industry in general, and that's what ultimately contributed to Drake making so much money in the end. But anyways guys, let us know what your favorite thing is on this list from Drake was down in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel too, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.